Hello, welcome back to the reading of the poem of the Man God, written by Maria Valtorta, Volume 3, Chapter 351, Part 4, The Greatest in the Kingdom of Heaven, Little Benjaminof Capernaum. 6 December 1945. So the disciples had not been able to go into the house. This was natural because of their number and out of respect. They never go in unless they are all invited, or one in particular is invited by the Master. I notice in them great respect and reservedness, notwithstanding the kindness of the Master and his long-lasting familiarity. Even Isaac, who I can say is the first disciple, never takes the liberty of approaching Jesus unless he is called by the Master with at least a smile. Somewhat different, is it not, to the rash, almost farcical manner in which many people deal with what is supernatural? That is my comment, and I feel that it is correct, because I cannot suffer people to treat what is above us with manners that we would not use for our men like ourselves. For men like ourselves. If they are only a little better than we are, well, and let us go on. The disciples are scattered on the shore of the lake to buy fish and bread, and whatever is necessary for supper. James of Zebedee comes back and calls the Master, who is sitting on the terrace with John crouched at his feet in loving conversation. Jesus stands up and leans over the parapet. James says, "How much fish, Master?" "Oh, how much fish, Master? My father says that you blessed the nets by coming here. Look, this is for us." And he shows a basket full of silvery fish. May God grant him grace for his generosity. Prepare it, because after supper we will go on the shore with the disciples. They do so. The lake is black at night, waiting for the moon which rises late, and rather than see it, one can hear it grumble and lap on the shingly shore. Only the exceptionally bright stars of the eastern countries are mirrored in calm waters. They sit in a circle around an upturned boat on which Jesus has sat, and the little lamps of boats placed in the center of the circle hardly illuminate the faces closer to them. Jesus' face is lit up from below by the faces closer to them. Lit up from below by a lantern placed near his feet. And thus everybody can see him well, while he talks to this one or that one. At first, it is a simple home-like conversation, but it soon takes the tone of a lesson. Jesus says so openly. "Come and listen. We shall be parting shortly, and I wish to instruct you to perfect you further. I heard you dispute today, and not always charitably. I have already given the seniors among you the lesson, but I want to give it to you as well, and it will do the seniors no harm to hear it again. Little Benjamin is no longer here, standing against my knees. He is sleeping in his bed and dreaming his innocent dreams. But perhaps his innocent soul is here among us just the same. But imagine that he or some other boy is here as an example for you. Each of you has in his heart a fixed idea, a curiosity, a danger. That is, to be the first in the kingdom of heaven, to know who the first will be, and at last the danger, the still human desire to hear the reply, "You are the first in the kingdom of heaven," uttered by your obliging companions or by the Master. Above all, by the Master, of whose veracity and knowledge of the future you are aware. Is that not so? The questions tremble on your lips and dwell in the depth of your hearts. Your Master, for your own good, yields to that curiosity, although he loathes giving assent to human curiosity. Your Master is not a charlatan whom one can ask questions for a few coins in the uproar of a market. Neither is he possessed by the spirit of the python, which assists him in making money by divining, to comply with the narrow-mindedness of man, who wants to know the future in order to decide how to act. Man cannot act wisely by himself. God will assist him if man has faith in him. And it is of no avail to know the future, or to think that one knows it, if one has no means to avert the prophesied future. There is one means only, to pray the Father and Lord, that his mercy may assist us. I solemnly tell you that a confident prayer can change punishment into blessings. But he who has recourse to men in order to avert the future, as a man and with human means, cannot pray at all, or prays very badly. As this curiosity may teach you a good lesson, I will reply to it for this once, although I abhor curious and disrespectful questions. You are asking, which of us will be the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? I do not take into consideration the limitation of us, and I extend the frontiers to the whole present and future world, and I reply, he is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven who is the least among men. That is, he who is considered the least by men, the simple, the humble, the trustful, the unaware, that is a child, or he who can make his soul be like the soul of a child once again. Neither science nor power nor wealth nor industry, not even good industry, will make you the greatest in the blessed kingdom. It is necessary to be like children with regard to loving kindness, humility, simplicity, faith. Watch how children love me and imitate them, how they believe in me and imitate them, how they remember what I say and imitate them, how they do what I teach them and imitate them, how they do not pride themselves on what they do and imitate them, how they do not become jealous of me and of their companions and imitate them. I solemnly tell you that if you do not change your ways of thinking, of acting, and of loving, and you do not remold them on the pattern of children, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. They know the essential elements of my doctrine, as you know them, but how differently they practice what I teach. For every good action you accomplish, you say, I did that. A child says to me, I remembered you today. I obeyed for your sake. I loved. I refrained from quarreling. And I am happy, because I know that you are aware when I am good, and you are pleased. And watched children when they are at fault, how humbly they confess, today I was naughty, and I am sorry because I grieved you, and they do not find excuses. They know that I know. They believe. They are sorry because I am sorry. Oh, how dear children are to my heart. There is no pride, no duplicity, no lust in them. I tell you once again, become like children if you wish to enter my kingdom. Love children as they are angelic examples still at your disposal, because you ought to be like angels. As an excuse, you may say, we do not see angels. But God gives you children as examples, and you have children amongst you. And if you see a child who is physically or morally forlorn, and who may perish, welcome him in my name, because they are greatly loved by God. And he who welcomes a child in my name welcomes me, because I am in the innocent souls of children. And he who welcomes me welcomes him who sent me, the Most High. And beware lest you should scandalize one of these little ones, whose eyes see God. You must never scandalize anybody, but woe betide 3 times those who soil the innocent purity of children. Let them be like angels as long as possible. The world and flesh are too repugnant to souls coming from heaven, and a child, through his innocence, is still entirely a soul. Respect the soul of a child and his body, as you respect a sacred place. And a child is sacred also because he has God within himself. The temple of the Spirit is in every body, but the temple of a child is the most sacred and intimate. It is beyond the double veil. Do not even allow the wind of your passions to shake the curtains of their unawareness of concupiscence. I would like a child in every family, among every gathering of people, to check the passions of men. A child sanctifies, brings solace and freshness through the simple glance of his innocent eyes. But woe to those who despoil children of their holiness through their scandalous behavior. Woe betide those who teach children wickedness through their debauchery. Woe betide those who by means of their words and irony injure the faith children have in me. It would be better if a millstone were tied round the neck of each of them, and they were thrown into the sea to be drowned together with their scandal. Woe to the world that scandalizes such innocent souls. There must indeed be scandals, but alas for the man who provides them. This has been a reading from the poem of the Man God, written by Benjaminof, Volume 3, Chapter 351, Part 4, The Greatest in the Kingdom of Heaven, Little Benjamin of Capernaum. Thank you for listening. I will see you tomorrow. May God bless you, and may peace be with you.